AITA because I didn't tell my roommates I own the house and letting them evict themselves. F28. Own a house. I wish I didn't because I inherited it from my grandmother, whom I would prefer to have back. It is an older house in a mature neighborhood in my city. It has a huge yard, a garden, and a detached garage large enough for a couple of cars and an RV. It also has an in-law suite where I live. I started living there when I started university and I love it. My exit leads to the backyard and my garden. After the estate was all settled, I was left with a little money and a fully paid off house. I am the baby of all the cousins and I was an oops baby. I am 17 years younger than the next youngest. I decided that I would keep living in my area and just take on short-term renters to help me cover expenses. I also plan to allow any of my nieces and nephews who went to school in my city live with me. So far only my one nephew has, and he was well behaved and moved out when he finished school. I found a couple that wanted the entire upper floor for 1 year while they got settled from moving across the country for work. No big deal. I have 3 nibblings graduating the next year and only one might go to school in my city. So I let my property manager set up a 1-year lease. My city does not have a minimum rental increase. This is important. So after 6 months the problems start. The wife got pregnant, and they like the house. They have not found a house they want to buy. They want to keep living here, but they don't want a roommate. So one day the husband catches me and says that he has talked to the property manager about renting the entire house and that I might want to start looking elsewhere for a place to live. I check with my guy and yup, he wants the whole house. So I talk to my lawyer because I don't want any problems. As long as the increase is 1 year after tenancy and I give 3 months notice, there is literally no limit on the rental increase. So I tell my property manager to raise the rent for the ground level 50%. They have 5 months notice of a rental increase, so I am in the clear. Now I can hear them fighting about having to find a new place, which I don't get because I was clear in the lease that it was only for 1 year. And I gave them a good price because they had excellent credit and rental history. The real estate market in my city isn't crazy. They should be able to find something to buy in time, or at the very least somewhere else to rent. I have talked to my parents about this and they said I'm being sort of mean. I don't think I am. I have a plan for my home and it does not involve me moving out. I have a garden that I worked with my grandmother my entire life. I have a yard with raspberry bushes my grandfather planted for his kids and grandkids. My dog likes having a yard to play in. I could have told them it's my home, but it's not their business. AITA? NTA. The audacity of your tenant to just tell you to move out. Him just assuming that he somehow had the right to push you out is a holish. You didn't cause the fight between him and his wife. If they want a bigger space, they can search for a new rental and move out. They have 5 months, which is more than enough time to find a new place. NTA. He told you to start looking for a new place to live. This man essentially tried to threaten you with eviction, albeit without knowing you are the owner. You did not serve them with an eviction or discontinue the lease, you just prevent them from taking over the entirety of the property against your wishes. You have every right to protect your property and, honestly, since he had no problem confronting you in the past, protecting your identity is likely the safest choice. NTA. When the husband told you to start looking, he told you exactly what he'd do if the roles were reversed. He'd kick you to the curb. Funny that they did not even respect your seniority and wanted to kick you out of the house you occupied beforehand. You can get rid of them with no guilt. Also, the fact that she's pregnant is of no importance here. She can manage her stress by herself. Not your problem. NTA. You hired a property manager for a reason. Letting people know you're the homeowner potentially creates a lot of problems they have plenty of. Notice. They'll move out soon enough. And this will all be forgotten. NTA. I wouldn't want tenants bothering me either. So I understand not wanting them to know you own the property. You don't owe them or anyone else continued residency in your house. Dude, he came to you. You are going to want to find somewhere to live. Tears of joy, you said, bet. And I'm living for it. NTA. NTA. Your renters entitled themselves into a move. Or a nice increase in revenue for you. Stupid games. Stupid prizes. NTA. I wish I had my grandma back too. I miss her every day. NTA. You handled it better than I would have. But curious why your property manager won't just say, no. NTA. I also don't blame you for not telling them you're their landlord because once they find out, they'll start personally bothering you with any little issue. Then what's the point of you securing a property manager to handle the issues if they stop going to them? NTA. It's your house. Sure, you could have communicated another way. But the renter coming up to you and telling you that you might want to start looking for another place was kind of an move on his part, since he hadn't leased the entire place and didn't even know the terms of your lease. NTA. And for y'all renters who don't understand. 1. If you own a property and still living there, you absolutely do not want the other renters to know you own the place. That's a nightmare and headache. Opted right by creating distance with a PM. 2. With COVID, LLs are spooked about PPL overstaying. OP referred to their lawyer and the lawyer said to go the route of increasing rents dramatically. OP wants them out with no chance of a judge saying blah blah homeless blah blah. They aren't getting evicted. They can stay. Just have to pay more. 3. NTA. 4. OP doesn't owe the tenants the knowledge that they own the place. If they told the husband, no, a situation is created that OP cannot avoid since they are living in the same place. You ever had a roommate or fam you're angry with but can't avoid? Imagine that. NTA. NTA. He had a lot of nerve telling you what to expect. BC. He wanted the rent the house. What else would he'd expect next? The fact you are the owner doesn't matter. He doesn't know. So how he treats someone BC of what he decides is the factor here, not what is legal. I think what people don't understand is that OP is okay with the couple staying on the upper floors. Just not with them renting the whole house, as she needs the ground floor for her and her family. Just in case they need a place to stay. So by raising the rent on the ground floor, the couple can either decide 1. Renew their lease for the upper floor only, 2. Move out and find a new place. I think OP made a good decision. NTA. NTA. It makes me happy when jerks lose tears of joy. NTA. Them coming to you and telling you that you had to find a place is a big red flag. Good thing you didn't tell them. Sounds like a nightmare situation if you had. NTA. It's your house and they knew going into it they only had a year lease. Do what is best for you in this situation. NTA. I honestly think this is safer if you live on site. You are NTA. I would make sure when you talk to your lawyer that you also find out where on the property, outside, garden, yard, your front door, you can keep cameras and install those ASAP. I would be worried that they may start trying to harass you to move out or about the landlord, since they don't know it is you. If they find out you own the house, they may come knock on your door and try to yell at or threaten you for the increase. Also, I would want to make sure they don't destroy any of the gardens or the yard that you care about in retaliation. NTA. Sounds like this guy has an attitude. And he clearly wants the house. If you had revealed to him that you were the landlord, you'd never have a moment of peace. You have a property manager and a lawyer for a reason. This guy is just demonstrating why. Personally, I'd have told them, through your property manager, that the lease wasn't being renewed. However, if this is the way you want to go off. It certainly gives them more time to find a place, provided they can afford the extra rent for a month or so.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.